Thank you. So the little story that goes along with those two songs, with Belladonna and Wild Heart, is that when the Belladonna record came out, we quickly gathered it together to go on the road because we never knew how much time we were going to have. So we actually went on the road for 2 or 3 weeks. We filmed the show at the Beverly Wilshire Theater in Los Angeles, and we were kind of like into our last, well, we didn't know it was our last week. And I got a phone call from my other job saying, we're in Paris and we've been here for 4 weeks and we need you now. So I said, oh, okay, well, all right. I made a promise. So I told Waddy, like, we're done. And we packed up, and I packed up everything and got on a plane and flew to Paris, to this studio 40 miles outside of Paris, which was like called the Honky Chateau, where Elton John did a lot of recording. It was a very famous old castle, very beautiful as you drove up, but after 2 days, not so beautiful. Super hot, no ice. For me, a disaster, no ice. No ice. It's 100 degrees, and we're 40 miles outside of Paris. So anyway, but what I do is I use this time because I know in my business mind, which is not a lot of that, but a little bit of business mind I have, that if I don't do a second record soon, people could think that Belladonna was a fluke because it was so successful. So I would just be the girl that left the big band, made the record, and then never had the one-hit album girl. And so I was not going to have that. So when I got to Paris, every time I had any time off, I was madly writing for Wild Heart. Wild Heart was already written, the song. Already done. And the songs were happening very fast because I knew that I didn't have a lot of time. So we finished Mirage, We went on tour for Mirage, and as we were ending, I called Jimmy Iovine and said, Jimmy, I'm coming home. And we have to get into the studio really fast. The title of this record is going to be Wild Heart. The song is written. You're going to love it. And there's some other songs that you're also going to love, so book a studio. He did. I raced home. We went in. Wild Heart was not near as easy to make as Belladonna, because by then I'd had a super successful solo record called Belladonna, and I was more spoiled. I was one more Fleetwood Mac album spoiled, and I'd already had a big success in my own world, so I was more spoiled, a little bit more conceited, a little bit crazier. So Wild Heart was more crazy. It was harder to do. It was more fun to do, but it was harder to do. And it was fragmented, and I'd bring in a song and it would only be half done, and then I'd say, oh, I forgot to write the other half. So it was harder to do. But finally, when it was done and it was all wrapped up with a big red Wild Heart bow, I loved it. So we put it out, and it was very successful. What was that? Was that the very successful line? It was. And so we went on the road with Wild Heart, and thank you. I appreciate it. So we went on the road for like 7 months for Wild Heart, so it was fun. And so we had not only did we have a big successful record, but we had a big successful long tour. So this made me and the rest of the world go, well, I guess that Belladonna was not a fluke, which was my first thing. But second of all, for me, it made the world understand that my solo career was not a fluke.